Hi, I'm Radiance, and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about what I believe is one of the key components of success, a successful life, successful business, successful anything, and that is prayer. I believe there's nothing that really can happen unless you pray or ask for it. However, I also believe that prayer is a complete and utter waste of time if you don't know what you're doing. There's a lot of people who have big things that they're asking for, big dreams that they're asking for, things they're trying to accomplish or problems to solve. And nothing ever happens because of the way they're praying. If you don't believe in what you're asking for, if you don't expect what you're asking for is going to come to you, there's no way that you're ever going to receive it. And I call it, sound good prayer, sound good requests. Just because it sounds good, you go around telling people, I'm praying for it. Yes, I'm doing it. I've been, laying before the altar, this and that. But here's the thing. Do you really believe in it? And if you have what you see as a big goal or a big dream, but if your belief is small, right, then how can you bring that to fruition? So I feel like if you want more, you have to ask for more, right? But you also have to expect more. And so sometimes we talk to people, as if they are God or they're the universe. And you tell everything that's going on with them. And I'm not judging you talking to people, right? I'm just saying that I've done it, right? And I've done it because I didn't believe, right? And then I've done that and then gone praying to God or the universe as if this person's, as if, my higher power is a stranger. No. If you believe that you have a creator or a God or ancestor or higher power, you should go to God or your higher power in the same way you go to your girlfriend, right? And guess what? Just the same way how you talk to your partner, talk to your friends, and build a relationship, it's the same way you go and you build your relationship with God, the divine, and your higher power, right? So, a lot of people out there who have faith. Faith is important. But then there's a disconnect. You can't have faith and be lazy. For example, you can't pray for financial, benefit, financial reprieve, and then sit back on your behind and think that, the universe or the divine is going to deliver, a check to your doorstep while you sit there, right? But nothing's going to show up if you're just sitting there waiting for a handout. Yes, ask and you shall receive. But guess what? There's such a thing as action. And action is important. You have to do something, right? And we were given the power of decision and the power of choice. And that means getting up and taking action, right? Now, you also need to be mindful about what you're asking for as well, right? And it's like asking the question, what are you praying for? What are you asking for, right? And, some people say, oh, I'm praying for finances. I'm praying for my partner. And people go, I want to be financially stable. Now think about what you're asking for. You're asking for financially stable. I don't believe in that. Something that's stable is not moving, right? So you've been asking for financial stability for years. And guess what? Your prayers come through because guess what? You've never gone past a certain part in your finances, right? You've never gone past that. And the thing is, you can. Or you're asking for a relationship and you get your relationship and it's toxic, right? But what have you really asked for? So be careful what you ask for, right? Ask for financial ability. Ask for the amount of money you want. Ask specifically for the kind of relationship you want, the kind of partner you want, the kind of, relationship, what you want to experience in your relationship. That's important, by the way, also. What do you want to experience in a relationship? How do you want to feel in that relationship, right? Not just what does that man or woman look like? What are the aesthetics, right? It doesn't matter what you believe. Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, right? What I will say is that no matter what you believe, right? I believe that in any religion, it's a way to get spiritually plugged in. It's a way for you to get in alignment with God and or a universe, whatever you decide to ask, whatever you believe in. But I believe that it's a conduit and a way for you to be plugged into, asking, getting what you ask. So I believe that you need to be spiritually plugged in, right? And it's like a TV, right? You got this big TV, you done gotten it, you put it on the wall, and you're waiting to, put on this game, and then you sit there and nothing happens. Why? Because you haven't plugged it in. You have to plug it in order for something, first of all, for you to even see the screen on, to plug it on. And so that's the thing. It's what are you doing? What are your actions? Now, I'm not in judgment of going to an assembly, of going to a church, right? But then sometimes people do these things where they're going to a service, they're going to a church, they're going to a meeting, they're doing all these things to just show face. But what are you doing behind closed doors, right? What are you doing in your everyday life? Because here's the thing, right? You're going to that space, and that may be great. Let's say you go and you hear a sermon. Let's take it to the everyday. You know how many times I've gone to a seminar? I've gone to a self-help seminar. I've gone to a whole training and got all this information, got all this inspiration. And then I was pumped up. And then guess what happened? I left. And for a while it lasted. But then guess what? When I didn't go in and continue to practice those things I learned, that encouragement, then I lost it. It's the same thing. You have to continue to be plugged in. You have to continue that spiritual walk. You have to continue those conversations, right? You just don't go to the church before the altar and beg and beseech and pray before God one time and leave and expect that everything's going to be fine, right? It's a constant practice, right? It's a constant conversation, right? It's a constant conversation. It's a constant conversation with your ancestors. It's a constant conversation with God. It's a constant conversation with the divine, right? It's a constant conversation. And a big part, I believe, of prayer also is also being still, right? Sometimes in taking action, we get so busy. We start doing what they call busy work, right? And you're sitting there and you ask and pray to God and ask for this thing, right? And then after doing that, you start doing the busy work. Well, sometimes in doing the busy work, you're not just taking action. You're just doing busy work and you're missing things, right? You miss something. So for example, you've prayed for this spouse, this partner, your wife or husband, right? Your intended, your beloved. And you then got clear, right? You got clear, you didn't just talk about, the kind of man or woman you wanted. You talked about the kind of relationship that you wanted. And as a key, I may talk about that in the future, where I had to get past just a list. And I also began to tap into how I wanted to feel in that relationship. That's important, by the way. Not just how the person looks in the kind of relationship, but how you feel in that relationship. So you've gotten clear about all that, right? And then let's say you start going back to church or going out to the things you love, right? Let's say you only have time to go to work, maybe go to church or go to a spiritual center because you work so much. And then you're getting so busy going to every single service and every single meeting, and you miss everything else. You are on your way to work one day and you stop and get coffee, say for your office. And there's a man right there trying to talk to you and try to say something to you. And because you're so in your head, you ignore him. Or you're so busy, I don't have time. Or you dropped your wallet and he gave it to you and he helped you. He opened the door. What you may not know is that could be the person that God or the divine has sent you. But because you're so busy in your life, because you're not aware of paying attention, you've missed out. And you keep going to the same spaces, the same church, the same functions, and then complain when the person doesn't show up. Where that prayer or that I should say not prayer, but where that prayer was answered, where what you prayed for showed up, is outside your comfort zone, is outside your norm, is outside of your everyday and what you normally used to doing, right? So not only is it sometimes good to not be so busy, but it's also good to step out of your comfort zone, right? Or let's say you're just going online, and all I have time for is online dating. But the person is literally in your neighborhood if you were to go for a walk, right? So I say that to say that prayer is amazing. I believe in prayer, right? I believe in asking for what you desire and asking for what it is you want. But it is a utter complete waste of time if you don't match it with belief. Well, first, clarity, right? Asking the right prayer, belief, and then action. And sometimes that action means stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something different. And sometimes it means being still and reflecting, right? Either way, prayer can change things. So I hope this video has been helpful. If it's been helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up, like it, and share it. Also subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And also click the link in my bio and join my free VIP group where I share more insight, more stories like this, story times, insight, inspiration, and a constant reminder of the greatness that lies inside of you and that you are. So until the next time, and until we meet again, thank you for joining me. Be well, be love, be great.